everybody, how y'all doing today? It's Bennydontmiss back at you again. Instead of a review, we got the man, the myth, the legend, none other than Mugen Caesar. Talk about yourself one time. Tell the audience where you're from.
What's up, everybody? It's Mugen Caesar. I'm at Bennydontmiss online. Currently, I live in Massachusetts. I'm here for a business trip, so thought I'd link up with the boy, you know.
And that's what I'm talking about. Twitter fam unite. When you meet us in person, you know what it is. You know the vibes. Boom. So with that being said, Mugen, tell us about your top influences in hip hop.
Top influence in hip hop. All right, I'll start with the early days. I'm a big lyricist. I love a message. There needs to be substance in the music. So guys like Tupac were early influences. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. Those are my three big inspirations. And I try to make music that carries emotion, carries meaning. And like I said, I'm a big dude on lyricism.
I love that answer. Now, y'all heard what he said, right? He said he liked Kendrick. He said he liked Jermaine, Cole, Jermaine.
Cole.
Hey, man, shout out Mark, man. Shout out them boys at RDC. Yeah. Go see your thoughts on this being his last TDE album, dog. I was in shock at work. I was like, huh?
Yo, that info came out of nowhere. I was on the plane. I landed in ATL. I got my connection back, and I saw the Kendrick news, and I was shook. I was just sitting in my Uber, I couldn't find thoughts, man. But then I saw that he said last TDE album.
Right.
So that gives me hope that afterwards there's still gonna be more Kendrick coming up, maybe outside of TDE. But it was a big run with them. Like he was there when they built it from the ground up. So it's sad that that's gonna be his last one and he's gonna leave. But at the same time, we're artists. We gotta keep building, and I know he's got visions, he got plans. So I'm sure he's gonna do great things afterwards too.
I believe that. I really do. That was a great take. And then, what's your thoughts about like J. Cole of his roster, of like what he's doing? Of, you know, we saw he had a basketball career. Well, he got to do it, but now he's back and he's working toward the fallout.
I mean, he's better at rapping than he is at basketball. I mean, from what I've seen from the videos. But I mean, I love what he's chasing his dreams. He knew that he followed a path that didn't allow him to focus on basketball when he was younger. So doing that later on, when he's established himself and at an age where most people wouldn't try such a thing, that's super inspiring. And I mean, he built Dreamville, and his roster is amazing. I mean, dudes like Jid are also one of my favorite artists right now, and I'm looking forward to see what they come up with. And yeah, J. Cole's the man, bro.
Oh man, that's what's up. Big shout out to Cole and what they're doing over there. What if you could get signed today, or if you could remain independent, what choice would you make?
What choice would I make? See, so I'm pretty new in the rap scene, right? So currently independent artist, doing everything myself. I mean, from writing, engineering, publishing. I have producer homies who I owe a lot to. They've been there. I met some on the internet, some through recommendations from friends, and there's some dope producers on the underground scene right now, and I appreciate them. But if I needed to decide right now, it would have to be the right fit. It would have to be a team that I can identify with, like big corporations like Sony or Universal. Like I feel like they're too big and wouldn't really care about the individual artists as much. So it would have to be someone like Dreamville or TDE or a
Love
roster
Renaissance.
a roster,
Love Renaissance.
Yeah, a roster that I can identify with, people that have a similar mindset, that need to make music that has substance and that actually care about the artists.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And on the topic of music with substance, what's the you said Kendrick. Who was your third? You said Kendrick, J. Cole, who else?
Tupac,
He said
J.
Pac.
Cole, Kendrick. Those I would say inspire me the most.
Do you believe Pac would still be rapping like now if he was still alive? I wonder that like all the time.
That's a great question. I mean, Pac was a visionary. He was so much more than a musician. So he was involved in activism. He was always a voice for Black people in America, Black people everywhere, and so inspiring. So I believe he would have still made music and used his music as a tool to spread a message. But at the same time, he was in movies and into all other kinds of stuff. And being such a versatile artist, I don't think he would have restricted himself to that, and he would have grown so much more. We have to imagine, like, we only saw the beginnings of Tupac. Like, he was younger than me when he died. Like, it's crazy to think about what he could have done, and so sad to think about what we're missing out on since he passed so early.
Man, that was a great take. Can you see yourself? Would you be the kind of artist who would be on more of a controversial type of show like The Breakfast Club, or would you stick more to, like, you know, when you gotta do your, you know, your rap circuit, you gotta do your promo tour, and you're on like Hot 97 or you're like LA Leakers? Like, do you think you can handle that? Like, honestly and truthfully, like, if your whole life was to change literally tomorrow, and it's like, if you was on the right team, or if you had like an angel investor or something, like, here, boom, all right, now we're rocking. Like, you know, somebody want to be your manager, and they're like, all right, boom, let's go. Whoop, 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 whoop. You think you could do that?
I think I can do that for sure. I'm a versatile person. I always adapt to new situations, so I don't think that would be an issue at all. Obviously, it would come with a lot of changes, and I would need some time to adjust and change my mindset to now think big. Like, right now, I'm building from the ground up, establishing a small community, a small group of followers. So it's going to be very different if, in the grand scheme of things, when you start being on the big stage. But as far as bigger interviews or handling people like Charlemagne and I'd go head to head with him any day, bro. Like, I'm a straight up dude. Like, I say what I think, and whatever he throws at me, I would have an answer. But whether people like it or not, that doesn't matter. Like, I'm gonna do me regardless. And yeah, I think that would be dope, and that's what we're working towards.
Absolutely.
Big stage.
Absolutely.
But right now, we're working on the small circles. Yeah.
I like that answer. He's giving big Leo energy, y'all. So the question is, Mugen, what's your sign?
What's my sign?
What's not Leo energy? Talking about I walk tall
Leo
and I
energy.
walk it.
Now, my mom's a Leo. I'm a Scorpio, actually.
Ah, ladies, you know what that means. Haha. Get them in the DMs. You already know what's going down.
Yeah, the Scorpios, bro. Like, signs and shit like that, that's not my vibes. Like, I don't believe in all that. But I always get asked those questions, especially by the females. And
You already know.
You make of that what you wish.
Straight up.
Yup.
Man, that's what's up, man. You said you can't.
I didn't grow up in Amherst. I came to Amherst to study. But yeah, Amherst is known for their party scene, especially like back in the day, called UMass, and they have all kinds of frat parties and college kids getting drunk in day drinks and shit like that. But I came over here as a grad student, so I wasn't really connected to the undergrad scene as much. I played on the club soccer team in my first year.
Oh man, y'all, we gotta get him drafted to Atlanta United. The boy can play soccer.
So I got around the parties a little bit with the undergrads because I was the oldest dude on the team, like only grad student. The rest of them were undergrads. So I attended a few frat parties and shit. But like I said, I didn't grow up here or did my undergrad here.
How you loving Atlanta so far? What did you think about it, like when you first came here?
Atlanta's dope, man. It's big city vibes. The culture is dope. I mean, Amherst, where I'm at, it's not as diverse, so that's always a big issue for me. So being in a diverse environment is dope. So Atlanta's been giving me good vibes. I haven't been able to see too much of it because I'm here for business mainly, and
you're here for business, y'all. Sorry.
Have to attend all kinds of meetings.
This man is business only.
Yeah. Business is what it is. You gotta work. You gotta hustle. And I'm still finishing my degree, so that's what I'm here for. Meetings, conference, presentations. So that's what I've been doing.
Look at that, y'all. Educated man. You can't hate on that. This man been going after them degrees. He be getting that real paper.
You're gonna be the best rapper, or the only rapper that is relevant with the PhD when we're done.
Boom.
Believe that.
Yeah, little baby. Yeah, he gonna be the doctor and a rapper. You can't beat that. That's the best of both worlds. And he
Yes,
got a
sir.
salary bigger than a lot of these rappers. But you know, he played it smart. He played it real smart. The game of life, man. For real. You shook the dice and you took that chance.
I
And
mean,
now you are here.
I was lucky that I had my dad to guide me when I was young. Like he was always big on education and shit. So I had to make sure I'm good on that part. Initially, I wanted to be an athlete, but plans changed, so I went a different route, and now we're here.
I feel like you saying that. I just really like thought of like J. Cole. I'm like, dang, that's freaking dope. He was an athlete, like turned rapper. But no, who would you say is your biggest supporters?
Biggest supporters? Definitely. So it started off with just close friends, right? Like if you build from the ground up, there's no one that knows you, so you just post on social media. People you know are gonna see it. They tell their friends, etc. But at the same time, networking on social media like Instagram, Twitter especially. I've been able to make some dope connections like yourself. We met on Twitter, so the support that I get from strangers and the encouraging words, and it's surreal to me. I didn't expect that. Like I've never met most of these people in my life, and they listen to my music, give me feedback, support. It's dope.
Exactly. It's an undescribable feeling, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I want to pivot the conversation a little bit to gaming and anime. Mugen
sir.
Caesar, like
Mugen.
yeah.
Yeah.
when I made my video initially, I said Mugen Caesar, and I thought about Samurai Champloo.
Exactly.
Top animes, like top 5, like of all time. I know it's gonna be chaos in the freaking comments, but I need to know what are your top 5, like top 5 anime of all time.
Top 5 animes of all time. That's tough. I can give you the number 1. It's Naruto for sure.
Oh, gotta go with Naruto.
Naruto has been the most impactful. I mean, such a long series, following it for years and years. After that, I'd say Samurai Champloo, which is why I came up with the name Mugen Caesar. You know,
Absolutely.
Mugen is a dope character, a wild dude, strong character, does what he wants. So identify with that. Number 3. Steins Gate. I guess it's kind of a niche pick.
No, that's dope though.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, like he came out of left field with that one, huh?
Yes,
Steins
sir.
Gate.
Didn't expect that, but yeah, Steins Gate is dope. I mean, the combination of like time travel and drama and shit.
Speaking of time travel and drama, I'm gonna interject real quick. Have you seen Tokyo Revengers?
I've not.
Nah, get into get into that. Like, if you're like free of like binging a current series, check out Tokyo Revengers. It deals with time travel too.
What else is it about? Like, why did time?
Okay, so this all right. So it's this kid named Takamichi, and he meets this girl named Hana, and you know, they like each other, yada yada. You know, you got that plot, like, oh, you know, oh man, am I developing feelings for her? Is that what this is? But it's like, dog, she dies.
Oh.
Like, and he's like, oh my god, how do I, you know, oh man, I wish I could change time. Somehow,
It's always like that. I feel like all time travel anime
Like-
start with a girl dying,
It's
and then we gotta rewind this shit.
we gotta rewind time.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what happens. Like he ends up like meeting her little brother, and it's like when they shake hands, for some reason, since they didn't explain it, because anime science, he goes back like into the past when he's like what, middle school or something, and now he has to try to keep lining stuff up because things keep changing between like the future and the past, and I'm like, oh my
Don't
god,
mess with the timelines.
don't mess with the timelines. Where the Doctor Strange, y'all?
Yup.
Where the Loki? Oh, you seen Loki?
I've not seen Loki.
Are you a Marvel fan?
Not really. There was a period in time where I watched like the Marvel movies and all the premieres when my homeboy was still doing his PhD, but then he graduated. Like he was a huge Marvel fan,
Mm-hmm.
so I always went to the cinema with him. But he graduated, and then that kind of like decreased my interest. Like I didn't really follow it that much after that.
Got you.
Times of Black Panther and Civil War and all that. That's when I was watching.
Man, you got to see one of the greatest movies of all time. So hey, can't be mad at that. You got to see Black Panther. All right. Now you can continue. Top 3. You said 1, Naruto.
Yup.
Are you up to speed on Boruto? Do you watch Boruto? Do you feel like the Naruto purists and be like, man?
Bro, please don't associate Boruto with Naruto. Like, Naruto's such a masterpiece, and I felt like they kind of just forced it with Boruto. Like, Boruto seems It's rushed. There's no substance to it. At first, I was excited, like, yo, the story continues. You can see his son and his daughter and the other guys as kids that grow up and shit, but it's not it for me.
I understand. I understand wholeheartedly. So you said Naruto, Samurai Champloo, Steins Gate. What's number 4?
Number 4. Oh, that's tough. Now we get into close contenders. I watched a lot of One Piece, but
your listeners just skyrocketed off of that. Yeah, One Piece fan. Oh man.
It's just too long. Like I watched like 600, 700 episodes, and it didn't seem like an end was in sight. And at the same time, they've been mixing like fillers with actual important episodes. So I just got frustrated and dropped that. But before that, I was really into One Piece. What else?
Yeah, number 5.
Number five. It's close, but I really like Erased. It's another time travel kind of thing.
Dog, I've seen like that cover. Like in Fire Stick. What is it? It's not on Netflix, right?
It used to be. I don't know if it still is though.
Erased. What's that about?
So it's also a dude, and he meets this girl, and something happens to her, and again he's like rewinding time because she's like in a bad situation with her family. He rewinds time to like get her out of that situation, and yeah, things happen. So like I said, time travel animes is always the same. It's about a girl, something's messed up, they try to rewind the time. Yeah.
It's so true. I just realized that it's another anime called ReZero, and it's more like sword art.
Yeah,
but
I heard of that.
The dude freaking power is to like relive life or something like that. Like he dies, but he can continue again. It's like start over. Everybody else forgets, but you always remember everything. I'm like, dog, that is.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. Especially the second season. But yeah, that's what's up. And then video games.
Video games. Whew.
Now, what kind of systems do you own, and what do you want?
What kind of systems do I own? So right now, the most up-to-date system I got is a PS4.
Nothing wrong with that.
The new consoles dropped, but it was so hard to get a PS5, and also I got very busy with like working, getting closer to graduation and stuff, so I haven't been playing as much. But the games I grew up with were like FIFA, Madden, 2K. I like to play the UFC game because I'm into MMA myself. Like I do a little bit of MMA and jiu-jitsu on the side too.
Man, that's dope. A doctor and a fighter. He can
He
can beat you up and save your life at the same time.
You better watch out.
Oh
yeah,
man.
I love MMA. I love boxing. I love jiu-jitsu. So.
Who's your favorite fighter?
So?
Who's your favorite fighter?
Right now it's Israel Adesanya. Nigeria represent. Current middleweight champion of the UFC. He's into anime. He's just his own dude. Like he does what he wants. He's got his own style. Like amazing striking. So yeah, Israel Adesanya is currently my favorite fighter.
Wow, that's dope. And I saw the way that I noticed the way he just flowed off your tongue like that. What do people mistake you? Like racially, do people always mistake you, or do they like not know? Or they ask you like offensive ass questions when it comes to like your race?
Yeah, so sometimes, I mean, I was born in Germany, grew up mainly there, so I was like the only black kid around.
Talk about it. Germany, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Another connection to J. Cole, close to Frankfurt. Nah.
It's a conspiracy, y'all.
Have you ever seen J. Cole and me in the same location? I don't know. Have you? Nah, but definitely, like, race was definitely a big thing growing up. Like, being the only kid that looked like me.
Oh my God.
I had to be tough early on because if you're not tough, they're gonna pick on you. So, growing up, I got into a lot of fights.
That's where MMA background came from, y'all. Trump.
Maybe, but yeah, I just didn't take shit because I couldn't. If I did take shit, I would be down bad. Like my dad always taught me, fight back. Like if someone looks for your trouble, you give them trouble back. A lot of people nowadays would say, oh no, that's the wrong approach, but I feel like that's the only approach for me back then. Had to be strong, had to show people I'm strong. So yeah, race was definitely a thing because people look at you different. Mostly from the Caucasian side though.
Oh, the Caucasity, man.
Yeah, it's like like my dad's from Nigeria, so I was always around like Nigerian African family too, and
What
there was never any issues there.
what tribe? What's your people? Igbo?
Yes, Igbo. How do you what you know
Yo,
about what you know about Nigerians, bro? What you know about Nigerians?
So, no, I dated a Nigerian girl a couple years ago, and she put me on. It's like everything. My mom still loves Nollywood movies, like to this day.
Nollywood is a trip. Yo, Nollywood movies are crazy, bro.
Did you ever see that? That was it 2019. Man, have you ever seen that? The way they do the was it like 3D animation with real life? Man, that junk is comedy.
It is like when they be like shooting the bullets and the dude was like dodging them in real time. Like, yo,
That's what. Oh my god, that's what I'm talking about. I think they like threw a baby or something, and some dude like grabbed a car and like hit somebody with it. It's so freaking over the top, and
It's
oh my
insane.
god, I love it.
But you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Man, that's dope. Your dad's Nigerian. What's your mom?
My mom is half German, half Swedish. So she was born in Sweden, but her dad's German, and she moved to Germany when I think she was in the early 20s or so. That's when she met my dad. So yeah, I'm a big mix of a lot of things.
That's dope, man. And then when did you all come over here? When did y'all come to the States?
I came to the States by myself for studies in 2017. So I came here for a degree. Before that, I lived in Germany and the UK, in Germany again, and then I moved to America. And I've been here since 2017.
Sorry, that's sorry. That's freaking fascinating, yo. Man, and you was in the UK.
I
What
was
did
also in the UK,
did people's like accents like rub off on you at all when you were over there?
For sure. I mean, I moved over when I was 14. I mean, I grew up bilingually, so I was always able to speak English. But when I moved to the UK, their accent definitely rubbed off on me a little bit. But I wasn't thinking about it, and it was kind of like an awkward mix between what I used to speak and like the UK. And then later on, I guess when I thought more about language, linguistics, stuff like that, I guess my accent gravitated more towards the media I consumed, which has always been hip-hop, American media, and mainly hip-hop culture. So that's really what shaped me and what you hear right now when I'm speaking.
That's really dope, yo. Like, that is so freaking cool. In 2017, you came here by yourself. Like, dog, like, what was the feeling of that? Like, I'm really going over here to, like, for my studies, like, by myself in a whole nother country.
Yeah,
That's a giant leap.
for me, it was a no-brainer though. Like I said before, I moved around a lot, moved to the UK, back to Germany, so I was always able to adapt to new situations fairly easily. And I came here as an exchange student initially, and I liked the program I joined, so I thought this would be the right step for my future. And I've always been dreaming about spending time and living in America anyway, since I was little. So it was just the right thing to do, and for me, a no-brainer. For my moms and dad, it's a different story. They obviously want to have me closer, but I just got to do what I think is best for the future.
Absolutely. That's what's up. See, y'all, he lit his own path and he walks his own way. Like, that's really what you have to do. Like, sometimes you can't. Your parents want what's best for you, but sometimes you know what's best for you.
Yep.
Man, that's inspirational, man. Like, for real, you just like motivated me, like, to go harder and just like everything that I do, like, keep pushing this channel, my other business ventures. Like,
Appreciate that.
no problem, man. Thank you. I should be thanking you for that. Like,
that's what we're all about. We're a community. We're here to inspire each other, and we
Mugen
grow together.
gang.
We build together.
Mugen gang, you already know how
So
we rock.
Mugen family.
Mugen family.
Yep.
What are other places in America that you actually wanted to go to or see? That you saw like in the media and stuff, you're like, I want to know what that's like.
Yeah, obviously. So Biggie is another big influence. Like New York, the New York rap scene, like it's the Mecca. You know, you got to go there. So I've always wanted to go to New York. I actually visited once when I was very little, but didn't experience much. Since I've been here, I've visited a few times, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. It's a big city, a lot of stuff going on. People are themselves. They're all about them, like getting to the spot where they need to go. Like they don't care about what's going on around them. So that really resonated with me, and I love being in New York. Every time I'm there, I feel free, and I feel like everything's possible, because, you know, New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made. Shout out to Jay and Alicia.
Oh man, hey, Jay and Alicia, shout out to y'all, man. That's what's up. I always want to go to New York too, because it's just like you said, yo, being hip hop, like, yo, we gotta go.
Yes,
like
sir.
that's our freaking mecca right there. Seriously,
Got to.
that's what's up. I know you're a very, very busy man. I know you gotta run around here. You've been running around crazy, you know, with your jobs and work, work wise. Anything you want to tell the person that's watching this that has a natural inborn talent and they want to release that, like the kid that wants to do the same thing that you do, the person that you inspire, like, is there anything that you want to tell the youth in pursuing their dreams of being an artist like you, even taking an independent route like you and Russ?
So the first thing I'm gonna say is gonna sound cliche, like, you can literally do whatever you want to do. Like, the world is open. Obviously, people come from different backgrounds. It's going to be easier for some people than others. But there's avenues and ways to achieve what you want to achieve wherever you are. And the biggest thing that holds people back is fear of failure and feeling like they can't do something. And for me, it was the same. Like, with music, I felt like I needed so much to even get started. I thought it was impossible with, like, the little amount of money I had as a student, not being connected to studios, not having connections. But there's this one conversation I had with my homeboy when we were just riding around in the car, and I just started like freestyling to some beat, and he didn't know I was rapping. So he was like looking at me like, what the fuck, like, what's going on, like, what? I didn't know you'd be rapping. So yeah, that reaction showed me, okay, there's something there. But also, when we had this conversation and I talked about like what is holding me back and what makes me think like it's a hard thing to do, is he said, you learn the most when you're in the game. So just enter the game. Just go into whatever you want to get into. And at the beginning, you might not know what you need to do to be successful. But when you're in it, you actually see the different things that you need to consider to make it. Like, from the outside looking in, you don't have all the information. You don't know what is actually needed. But me, since entering music, I've realized like you need to connect with people like on a deeper level. You need to network. People need to care about what you have to say outside of music as well. Need to connect with you as a person, to listen. And those kind of things are things you learn only when you're in it. And I feel like that goes for anything you want to do. If you want to get into acting, do little shows in your school. Sign up for some theater that's local. Start small and get into it, and you'll realize what you need to do, and you'll meet people along the way that can facilitate what you want to do.
Man, doesn't he have such an elegant way of talking, y'all? Man, so there you go. There you have it. And I just wanted to thank Mugen for taking the time out of his so busy schedule to make time to have this interview with us, to have the interview with the Don't Miss Benny gang. You already know
Benny
what
don't
it is,
miss.
cause I never do. And we got Mugen Caesar.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you taking the time to interview me. It's my first interview, bro. Appreciate it.
First of many, y'all. First of many. Thank you, bro.
All right.
Appreciate you. And that concludes the review. Peace.
Peace.